The movie begins by showing the state of the world in 2075. At that time, the entire world was experiencing a water shortage crisis due to global warming. Rainfall is decreasing, major rivers in many countries are drying up, and sea levels are dropping. Over time, the Water Resources Council estimates that in the next 10 years, the world's freshwater supply will decrease by 40%. Because of this, infant mortality rates around the world are increasing. This is due to water contaminated with bacteria. The South Korean government even implemented a water distribution system based on the caste and position of the residents. For example, the general public will get much less water ration than government officials. This is indicated by the water collection card owned by each person. The policy, of course, made people very angry and held demonstrations everywhere. The story then switches, showing Kim Jae-sun and his subordinates meeting an astrobiologist named Song Ji-in. He says that the government is in desperate need of an astrobiologist to send on a special mission to the moon. There is a base called Balhae Base, which was built by South Korea. The SEA, Space and Environmental Administration, actually sent hundreds of crew members to Balhae Base 5 years ago. However, the mission was known to have failed and none of the members returned safely. One of the members on that team was Dr. Ji-in's older brother. That's why when she heard the words Balhae Base, Ji-in immediately agreed to Jae-sun's offer. Because after all, she wanted to find out what really happened to her brother. The next day, Ji-in goes to SEA to meet with her team members and hear what their mission is. In the hall of the building, there is a monument to honor the 117 crew members who died 5 years ago. This of course immediately reminded Ji-in of her late brother. There, Ji-in meets Captain Han Yoon-jae, who will be the leader for this mission. And the two of them weren't the only ones going. Some of the other people going to Balhae Base include Lieutenant Ryu Tae-suk, Gong Se-chan, Kim Hee-sun, Dr. Hong Ga-young, Mr. Wang, Chairman Gong, E1, E2. After that, all the members were gathered to hear what mission they were going to do. Jae-sun explained that after arriving on the moon, all members must immediately go to Balhae Base to find a very important sample. They only have 24 hours to complete the mission. The sample they were going to retrieve was located inside a capsule with a special design to maintain a very low temperature. So they all have to make sure that the sample is in a low temperature state when brought back to Earth. Because he felt that the information provided was still not specific, Ji-in asked what exactly was in the sample that had to sacrifice so many people. However, Director Choi still admitted that they also lacked detailed information about the mission. So he asked for the forgiveness of all crew members. Long story short, the day of departure finally arrived. Just before departure, a co-pilot named Lee Jisoo was suddenly included in the mission, bringing the total number of crew members to 11, including the captain. After a countdown, the rocket carrying the team finally took off. On the way, the crew members started talking about Mr. Wang, the only crew member who had ever gone to Balhae Base. However, Mr. Wang himself was silent and didn't respond to what they were saying. Then, one of the screws in the rocket suddenly came loose, causing the rocket to lose control. The captain then asked the pilot and co-pilot to immediately make an emergency landing for the safety of all members. All members were also asked to get ready because their rocket would hit the rocks on the moon. As a result of the landing, Mr. Wang was severely injured in his ribs and their rocket stopped at the edge of the lunar abyss. As Captain Yoonjae was about to open the exit door, the rocket tilted and threatened to fall. All the members tried to hold on as best they could to avoid falling, especially since their luggage had made a large hole in the tip of the rocket, increasing the pressure. When he saw Jian in danger, Captain Yoonjae tried to save him. Until finally, all members managed to get out of the rocket in good condition. Unfortunately, their rocket fell into a hole. With what oxygen they had left, they all now had to walk 7.6 kilometers to reach Balhae Base in order to contact SEA and ask for help. On the way, the members' oxygen continued to decrease, making it difficult for them to breathe. Moreover, Mr. Wang's condition was getting so bad that some members had to help him walk. After a long walk, the members finally arrived at Balhae Base. Unfortunately, at that time Mr. Wang admitted that he was no longer able to walk because his broken ribs had injured his lungs. In the last seconds of his life, Mr. Wang tried to say the words "water" and "don't." I don't know what he meant, but it all had to do with what happened inside Balhae Base. After all the struggles and running out of oxygen, the crew finally made it into the base and immediately refilled their oxygen. The story then switches to a flashback before the crew members' departure. Because he felt there were still many irregularities in the mission, Jian took the time to investigate several things, especially the file left by his brother. After trying to open the file many times, Jian found a message that read, "Find Luna." In addition, Jian also made a map of the location of Balhae Base based on Mr. Wang's explanation. So to speak, before departure, Jian already knew the exact location of the rooms in the base. Back to Balhae Base. After refilling their oxygen, all the members began to move through the base to find the command center room. They hoped to contact the SEA and get help. While walking, they found the body of a man. Upon inspection, the corpse was suspected to be a mercenary who was probably assigned to take samples. But strangely, based on Dr. Hong's observations, the man's body showed signs of death by drowning. That of course made no sense, as it was impossible for someone to die from drowning inside the base. Another oddity they found was that the radiation levels at the base so far looked normal, even though the government said that the crew's previous failures were caused by radiation leaks. So why is the government lying and covering things up? Jian then suggests that they immediately perform an autopsy on the corpse to find out the exact cause of death. But Captain Yoonjae rejects the idea, as their priority at the moment is to take samples and return to Earth immediately. Long story short, they arrive at the command center room. After activating all the systems, they realize that so far the condition of the base is fine, there are no problems as mentioned by the government. This only made Jian more urgent for the captain to investigate. The captain then divided them into 3 groups to search for samples in 3 different storage areas. Dr. Hong, E2, and the captain went to storage 1. Taesuk, Sichan, and E1 go to storage 2. Chairman Gong, Jian, and Jisoo go to storage 3. Before splitting up, Jian reminds them that safe samples are marked in green. Afterward, Jian asked Sichan about the biometric chip implanted in each member's body. Sichan replies that it's for easy monitoring of the crew's movements. Soon, the sample search operation began. Storage Team 1 found a door that was tightly closed. The captain asked Sichan about it, but Sichan replied that there was no problem with the system. The captain and E2 then forcibly opened the door, and they were surprised to see the hallway filled with corpses. All the bodies also showed signs of death by drowning, and some evidence showed that they had tried to get out of the hallway. This contradicted the government's claim that the previous crew had died before the base was closed. At Storage Team 3, Jian stopped in front of the underground passage. This fact is in stark contrast to the government's claim that the previous crew passed away before the base was closed. In Storage Team 3, Jian stopped in front of an underground passage. She remembers Mr. Wang's last words about Luna. Mr. Wang had said that Luna was the data storage at Balhae Base. Jian's reverie was interrupted when Jisoo snapped him out of it. Long story short, Storage Teams 1 and 2 finally made it into the storage room. There, they saw that not a single sample remained. The chaotic situation indicated that the place had already been ransacked. However, in Storage Area 2, Sichan saw the corpse of a person holding a green sample. She slowly took the sample, but accidentally crushed the corpse's body so that the liquid from the body entered Sichan's eyes. Apparently, the sample obtained was empty. Meanwhile, in Storage 3, Jisoo detects the steps of someone walking alone. Chairman Gong goes to check it out, while Jian and Jisoo are asked to wait. When Chairman Gong had left, Jisoo told Jian to go check the underground passage, hoping that Jian would find something. When everyone had left, Jisoo went into Storage Room 3 alone. While looking for samples, her flashlight suddenly fell under the table. Just as she was about to pick it up, something touched her hand and startled her. But Jisoo didn't give up. She crawled in and found the green sample. At the same time, Jian, who arrived at the underground passage, abandoned his plan and immediately returned to Storage Room 3. The story ends with Sichan looking very strange, with a blank stare. Water slowly began to come out of his body, and part 1 ended.